Hi, welcome to Rum&tings, where we drink rum and talk about things. I'm your host, Lana.
And I'm Mr. X.
And our special guest today is...
Michelle. Hi, everybody.
Make sure to like and subscribe, comment any topics you'd like to talk about. And today's topic is, should you leave a relationship if you think you could find better? Mr. X?
Okay, so that's a sketchy thing. Because a lot of people think they can do better and they didn't realize that they hit the wall where it's kind of the best you can get. It's a big gamble. So it's something you should not take lightly, in my opinion.
Why is it the best that I could get? Like, why can I get everything that I want and all?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Is that so much to ask? I feel like it's not.
Why should I have to wipe my ass after I shit? No, there's some things you have to do.
But you don't have to necessarily settle. I feel like if you're not getting everything that you want in a partner, you're settling in some way. So maybe you thought initially that you found everything that you wanted in that person, and now you're with them for an extended period of time, and you're realizing, I don't like the way he sits in the chair. I don't like the way he breathes. Maybe I could find somebody who breathes a little bit nicer.
I think when I was pregnant, I had a problem with the way he breathed. Like, for some reason, he just breathes too hard for me. Like, you hear it right now. Like, he breathes a little bit too hard. I'm like, what do you be doing for you to be breathing that hard? You
trying
gotta
to
do nothing.
Why do I have to live? That's
so
a good
hard.
question.
And it's just like, you're pregnant and you just already irritated.
Everything irritates you.
And just like that breathe is like, you stop breathing. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, you be quieter.
But can you
just a little bit quieter? Just like, God. But I do go through those periods, but at the same time, I'm like, it's not that bad.
I think there has to be context to it. So, like, you can be in a relationship where maybe things have plateaued.
That's
like,
true.
You thought that you guys were going to build together and have this great life, and you're seeing he's not that motivated. And you try to support him and you try to lift him up, but he's still negative as hell. And maybe you don't want negativity in your space.
I think you just get content. Like, they just like... I'm here. It's kind of what I wanted. I'm gonna just chill here. It's kind of like, I feel like the problem is what they do to get you, they stop doing when they got you.
Yes.
So then it's just like, they just kind of put you on the back burner and then they're on with their life. And it's like, don't neglect me.
Right.
Like, no. The same energy you brought to me when we were dating, I'm going to need that same energy. I'll give you it back too. Don't get me wrong. But you still got to chase me. I like to be chased. I like to be wanted. Like, you still have to give me that energy. You can't just come in and just drink a beer and just go to sleep and do it all over again. Like,
a lot of men do that. Yeah, you have to continuously date the person that you're with. And then when you marry them, you have to continuously date your spouse. It shouldn't stop. But you're right. A lot of men do that. It's like, okay, I did everything. I won the trophy. That's it. I'm going to set the trophy right here, and I'm going to do nothing.
Go and buy my day. Like, that trophy ain't there. You ain't dose the trophy. You ain't look at the trophy. You ain't even, like, polish it off. Nothing. No love. Just over there collecting dust. Just looking at you. Like, who wants that?
Agreed.
So who goes around just bringing a trophy everywhere? Otherwise, it's going to get dirty.
Trophy.
That's how it gets dirty.
I take showers.
Everywhere.
Don't worry about
your trophy takes showers.
I take showers.
Your trophy clean.
See, now I can give you on that, and that's something I learned early on. I figured out that, hey, that's one of the main failures in, I could say, even the marriage level, where people get too complacent. They just do the same thing and not, like, i.e. either just they let their weight go, or the sexual activities decrease. Now I gotta actually beg to get some. Yeah, those aspect things do hinder. And
but when do you draw the line? Like, at what point? I feel like that's the part that kind of gets a little bit murky. Is like, when do you actually draw the line and say, you know what, enough is enough. I've had enough. I'm out. It's like, I don't know how you can make that judgment call. Like, what headspace do you have to really be in to really make that final judgment call and say, you know what, that's it, I'm done?
For me, I'm very, very boisterous about what it is that I want. And if I care about the relationship, I'm going to have a conversation with you. you know what, in the beginning we were good, but you haven't kept that same energy. You're not doing XYZ. At the same time, is there something for you that I'm not doing that you want me to do? Because I want us to have a completely open and honest communication. If you're not doing what I need, I'm going to give you the chance to rectify the situation. I'm going to let you know in advance. This is what I'm not happy with. It's your choice to change it and make it better or not. If we've done that and you haven't changed, I'm going to reevaluate the situation. All right, do I really want to put up with this? I don't think that I do, because it was that important for me to say something to you. So now I'm going to be going. Because how I feel about it, I love myself way too much to stay with somebody that's not giving me what I want.
That's true. So it's like, do you give a time limit? Be like, okay, I'm not happy with such X, Y, and Z. Like, start implementing it more, or if you don't start doing this by a certain time span, then like.
That gets into the ultimatum thing where he's like, okay, hey.
But it is kind of an ultimatum, though.
No, there's one thing. I can give you this. There's one thing if I tell you, you got 30 days to get your shit right, or I'm gone.
I'm not
versus
saying.
Like, hey, I'm unhappy. We need to change this thing.
I think it depends on what the situation is. So, like, let's say you talked about the whole weight situation. So, your girl or your wife let her weight go. So, that's something you can't change like this. But you can have that conversation and be like, you know what, baby, you letting your weight slip a little bit. You know, I'm still attracted to you. But, you know, maybe we want to get a little bit healthier. You know, let's both go to the gym together. Let's make some time. That's going to take a little while. Because it took a while for her to gain it. It's going to take a little while for her to lose it. Or him. It's going to take a little while for him to lose it. So it's a situation. But if it's about, we're not affectionate no more, that's instantaneous. Nigga, you better come over here and do something with me right now. If you're not going to do that, then I'm making the decision to say, hey, you know what, this is not going to work for me. And then you choose to be out. What I don't like about it is a lot of people, and I'm going to speak about married men, because there's a lot of married men that be trying to hit me up. You're unhappy in your marriage, but you feel the need to have a side chick instead of honoring your marriage or choosing to divorce. And then they give lame ass fucking excuses. What? It's cheaper to keep her. Oh, but we got the kids. We got to raise the kids together. No.
But here's the thing. I'm honoring her. See, she may have, let's look at, yeah, she may have a lot of things on her plate. So why add more things on since she's busy? Why not we hire a help to take some of the workload off?
Because y'all are not hiring the help. You hiring the help on the side without the knowledge.
Yes. It's not taking away. It's just hired help so you can focus on what you're doing.
Yo.
I'm thinking about you, babe.
Yo,
I have my heart is in the right place.
Talking about logic don't make no sense.
Girl, the bullshit.
So let me ask you. If you as a man is lacking in the sex department, it's okay if your wife hires help outside without letting you know. It should be fine. She's biting the load off.
Here, let me answer that question. Right? Let me answer that question for you. Yes, it's okay. Just like everything else until you find out. It's always okay until you find out. Just like the same scenario. If you never found out, then how you going to get mad about something you don't know?
We gonna agree to disagree on that.
But it's one of the things right now. Now let's not forget. I'm not saying yeah or nay or whatnot, but if you're trying your best to get this to keep on working, like hey, I'm trying to get you to do what is lacking. It's not very successful, and I don't quite want this to end. So find different ways to keep me happy, so we can continue this until the situation changes.
So, let's be realistic here. If you talk to her about it and it ain't changed, and you wait a little bit, still ain't changed, and you did all in your power to get the change and the change ain't happening, what makes you think you stepping outside is going to make the change come?
It's not.
But you're happy, but you still continue on.
But if you're not happy at home, why are you staying at home? No, that's the one thing that I don't understand.
But it's one of the things where it's the degree. It's kind of weird in the pros and cons, because let's not forget, when you jump ship, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna find better. Yeah, it's totally true, and I 100% believe this. I may not be the best guy that you can get in your life, but I'm the best you found. So that one good nigga you may never meet, and everything. And let's say hey, you leave after this. You may not find nothing better. You find different things, plus and minus in different categories, but the overall satisfaction of it, you're not going to get all these things except for that one thing you're missing when you leave necessarily. Because let's not forget that.
But you don't really know that, because just because I'm with somebody doesn't mean that that's the best person that I found. That's just the person that I'm with.
No,
Right
but I'm
now.
saying, but it's one thing. But that's the difference between like, okay, being over optimistic and be realistic. Because you cannot meet every person that's right for you, and that right man might be with somebody else at that time.
That's very true. There's a lot of right men that are with somebody else
Yeah,
right now
so
trying to hit me up.
all right, so literally right there, all those Mr. Rights that would have worked perfect for you are literally occupied.
But then that's saying that you're settling, and I'm not a settler. I feel like I could do bad by myself, or I could be content with my own company until I find that right person.
Yeah.
But at least I'm free to find that right person versus being attached to somebody
Somebody.
else and then betraying them and their trust, trying to look for
But
Mr.
did you
Right.
care? Did you care about betraying the trust if you plan to leave anyway?
Yeah, you care.
Why does it
That's
matter?
why you're leaving. I would much rather leave you than betray you.
Yeah, which one would you rather, me leave you or cheat on you constantly?
Right.
Good question.
This might get on my nerves.
Both. Whoa, I'm looking, but I'm being realistic. I'm evaluating option where you straight off leave me for another man.
I'm not necessarily leaving for another man, but I'm
Technically, you leaving
to
for another man. I'm not helping
see
it
my option.
You're leaving for yourself. You're leaving for your own happiness.
to get under another man.
But obviously,
Eventually.
that should make you feel better because I didn't love you enough to stay with you. I wasn't happy with you. Why do you want somebody to be with you that's not even happy with you? Why would you want that?
I'm talking about things that is lacking versus not want to be there. Period. I'm still within the range of there's some areas that are lacking.
But why would you be with somebody that's lacking? Like if I'm with a man and the sex is bad, first I'm not staying at all. At all. I don't want to train you. I don't want to tell you what I need. If you can't figure it out on your own, I'm out. So there's not a situation where I'm going to stay because at least I'm getting some dick versus none at all.
So it's within the range of where I'm being a little bit more scriptive. All your other relationship requirements, financially taken care of, and all this stuff. I think everything else is in the damn near good to perfect level. Then you have that one factor, which everyone we even just say
What's
sex
the factor?
alone. We even play sex alone. It's in the adequate, but it's not in the range you desire.
It's a par.
It's not in it's adequate, but it's not in the range of desire. So it's saying it's a good idea to drop the whole nigga versus whole person, whether guy or girl, versus off of a small discrepancy.
All right. When we're saying the sex is adequate,
Meaning,
am I getting off?
yes, it means it's
mediocre?
enough. It's enough
It's
that you're
mediocre?
done. You're satisfied, but you're just not like need a cigarette after.
I'm a
You
Scorpio.
never get
I'm a
that.
Scorpio. I need a lot to be satisfied. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna
just
still
enough.
leave. I'm gonna still leave. I'm gonna still leave because
mean-
my toys could satisfy me probably the same as he could. So I think I'm gonna have to go.
I mean, there's different ways that you can look at it. I mean, if you as a person know that you are content being with yourself and you're fine with that, then by all means. But I feel the problem comes where people who aren't content with themselves, but
And
then
that's
they
exactly it.
get so picky when it comes to relationship, then they jump from they leave the relationship, now they're all miserable all over again, and trying to hunt back into another relationship. Like that's the part that doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. For me personally, it's like I can overlook one or two things if everything else matches. But do know that as this relationship progresses, my wants might change. Because,
Right.
you evolve as a person. So,
Right.
as
And
long
hopefully
as
you
you're
guys evolve
adaptable.
together.
Yeah, as long as we can be adaptable to each other, then for the most part, I'm good. But again, some people have their non-negotiables where just like, look, if you're not meeting this, I don't care if you come with multi-millionaire, you came off the clouds.
Right.
Heaven sent, if you can't meet this, I don't want it.
Yeah, no, be the same people that be 80-year-olds still in the club looking for that Mr. Right.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yes, exactly. So it's one of the things where it's not saying that. That's one of the things where it's saying it's not saying that. Hey, and let's be clear. I'm not saying you should stay somewhere you don't want to be, but it's the point of leaving for either small things or like not truly understanding. Like, okay, hey, if I really choose this option to let this go. Is it really greener on the other side, or is it If it is, am I actually going to find that?
Well, sometimes it's only greener because you finally watered your own grass. But
shit, I've been watering my grass, and you see outside, that shit's still dying.
Yeah, you need new grass.
I'm trying.
Them weeds, you need new grass. But no,
there's zero weeds out there. That's all grass. It's just
they're underneath the dirt. They under the dirt. No, my philosophy on life is that I'm looking for my bliss. The person that I'm with has to be my bliss. If I no longer feel that bliss, then I love myself enough to not want to settle for mediocrity. I want extreme contentment. I believe everybody is meant to live their most abundant, happy life. And I feel like a lot of people are in relationships where they're miserable, or it's just enough, or they're just complacent and comfortable, or they're lazy, or they're scared to be alone. So they'd rather stay with that person. Mm-hmm. And that's not me. That's not how I want to be.
I'm the same way too. And we expressed this to her where I don't believe in staying somewhere just because if eventually I'm gonna leave at some point, or leave or supplement between there or something's going to have to make sure I function to where I want to go. I have a goal point of like, hey, I want to get here. I'm gonna get there. If you're gonna ride along and I'm gonna try to make this work, I'm gonna try to get it as good as possible. Try to make it work as much as possible, and if I really try to until you get on the ship correctly, try to make it work. Maybe some extra activities, and meanwhile that you never find out, but you were supposed to.
So on that note, I've heard men say that when they have a side chick, they don't fuck up; they go down. So the person that they're with on the side is not as attractive as their woman, or doesn't have as many of the special factors that their woman has. You cheat with whatever.
Yeah, it's just, well, in that case, we don't care about nothing. I just wanted to get this rocks off so I can continue about my day. Because when in doubt, even the dating phase, I truly understand how much I like you after the nut. Because after I nut, and I'm just waiting for you to leave, I really know I'm not that into you.
So that keeps the safety net of your relationship intact because you're fucking with something on the side that you don't necessarily
in that
care
case,
about?
Yes. But either way, it's
what?
In that case, yes. You okay? Tell me, have you never had sex with a man that it was good, but after it's done, you want him gone?
No.
You never had that?
No.
The only thing good about
they
it was
just
the
give
dick.
their bodies to everything. That's what they do.
Yeah, I don't want nobody that's for everybody.
It's not necessarily everybody. It's just your boy toy for the moment.
I can't do that.
I
don't like casual. I don't do casual, so I can't just fuck with somebody.
You turn down your blessing. That great dick from heaven could have came down from the cloud. You're like, oh, sir.
Nah, I want that great dick from heaven attached to something that I get to see and be with every single day.
You're one phone call away, long as it's between 9 and 3.
That's like taking drugs and you really like the drugs. You can only take it like once every while. They're like, what the fuck are you doing?
I gotta work. Right. I can't be on drugs all the time. Like, for real. You forget people got jobs here.
I think what gets misconstrued is a lot of people will be like, well, I'm not happy, so I gotta leave. But it's like, be very realistic. Are you not happy today? Is this a consistent not happy? Has it been months, weeks? Because you can't just wake up today and be like, I'm not happy, I'm going to leave. Right. But yesterday you were fine. Like, I feel like a lot of people use that as a way out. Like, oh, I woke up today and I'm no longer happy in this relationship. Because, I mean, you're emotional. Not every day is going to be amazing and fun or whatever. But for the most part, if you're happy, you're good.
Right.
So I don't. Yeah. I think with that thinking, a lot of people take it a little bit too far, and then they say, "Well, he did this that I didn't like, so I gotta leave him now." And he didn't kiss me when he left today, so he doesn't love me no more, so I gotta leave.
Must be seeing somebody.
Yeah,
I'm out. No, I don't know.
People, I feel like that's just a part of. Like people, like a lot of people take it too far, and now it's kind of like that wasn't necessary.
Right.
You didn't need to do that. Now you're not necessarily in a happy place. You may want to go back to your ex, and you realize you messed up. It's kind of like just stop think about it for a minute, or reevaluate the situation. Be honest about your feelings. Say, hey, if I'm being emotional, I'm being emotional in this moment. Let me give myself some time, get some clarity, give it some time to think about it before I make this drastic change. Rather than saying, hey, he left his shoes by the front door. F that man. Like.
Well, but then talk about it with them also, because if you're unhappy in the relationship, is there a reason? Is it because of something that he's doing, or is it just you and your personal feelings? Maybe you've grown in a different way than he has.
Yeah.
And you're no longer happy because you're a different person and your needs are different.
I think communicating is very important, because before I used to be like, me and him don't spend no quality time together, right? So I had to ask him, because my definition of quality time and his definition of quality time is different. So I asked him, I said, do you think we spend a lot of quality time together? He was like, yeah, we're always together all the time. I'm like, but you be on the game, I be watching TV. How's that quality time?
It's quality time, nigga. I see your face all the time.
You occupying the same
space. I literally can count every mole you have. I know exactly where it is. I can close my. I know it's right there, the corner eye, 3 inches from the corner coming down. It's that long. We're together all the time. Then you talking about,
but that doesn't mean so. But see, I had that talk with him, so I'm like, okay, that's his definition of quality time. Okay, I'm going to incorporate more of my definition of quality time, and we can make it work together and communicate. But I feel like a lot of people don't have that conversation. They just take it like, oh, I don't feel like this is such and such, so I'm just going to leave. It's like, you could have just had a simple conversation, been honest and open, and you probably would have got it resolved.
Right. I agree with that, because just because you guys are occupying the same space, it's not quality time.
Thank you.
But it might be quality to you and not to her. So you guys have different love languages, and you're not communicating what those are.
Different love languages. Okay, hey, whichever place I go to do that, you're going to be right there. So we're always together. Then soon when I get off and we're still together, then we still spend several hours watching the show, arguing about it. So we're still spending all this time.
But that's just time. It's not quality.
Yeah, quality time is like you take me on a date night, we go have dinner or movies or something like that. Like out of the house, anything inside the house is not quality time to me.
But that's the difference between a date and saying like, hey, I never. So when you say
quality
time, that means we never spend time together. No, that's quality time. You never take me on a date. That's a different thing.
Okay,
you never
then
take
I want
me
you to
out,
date
see the world. Something. Okay, that's different.
No, see, I agree with her. There's a difference between time and quality time. We can spend time together, but that time just sitting around the house all the time, or her cooking, or you in the garage, that's not
he be
quality
on the game, I be
time.
watching
it's just
TV.
Time.
This is like we.
Right.
I watch my show.
That's just your everyday shit. He's
playing his game. Like, how is that quality time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can look over and see you. You can look over and see me. But like,
she wants you to be looking at her eyes, and you want to be engaged in the moment and doing something worthwhile. And eat some crab legs. Yes.
Mm-hmm. When it goes below $18, then we can talk. I can't. I cannot convince myself to buy a crab leg for $20 when I was paying $10 the whole time.
I know.
I'm not.
I just had crab leg lunch the other day and a half a pound, which is only one damn claw was fucking with one potato.
Because when in doubt, go to Publix. Just say, hey, I just want a couple pounds in there, and then you eat crab until you're tired of it. So we know about 4.5 pounds.
He has it very exact. 4.5 pounds. Okay.
That's a lot of crab,
that's about time we get tired of it, because just eating straight crab.
Because it's nothing but crabs.
Yeah.
Because they cook it all. They cook it with the Cajun and the Old Bay.
Yeah. So everything's made. Just come home, just put the towel down, the sheets over it, so you don't destroy the furniture and shit, and just go at it. Then eventually, you just don't want no more crabs.
Okay, so if y'all are doing that at home, is that quality time?
Yes.
I'll substitute that quality time. You know, mostly because them crab legs ain't cheap, boy.
Definitely not. So you better make that quality time.
I'll substitute that just a little bit. But it's not even that we gotta go home. It's like sometimes it'll be like, I just want to do a movie night, so let's order some food in and we watch movies or whatever. That's quality time. But you can't tell me I'm watching my show, my reality TV show. You're playing the game, and you're on the game with your guys, and you're talking to.
Multitasking. I'm on the game with my guys, and you're with you and your girls watching the show.
What girls? Me and glass of wine?
Yeah.
That's my girls? Wine?
You having quality time with your glass of wine.
I should say bottle of wine, because wine go really quick.
It bought a gallon. She finished that shit herself in 2 hours.
I was really into the show, okay? And I needed that wine because it was helping me.
It's rare you see a bottle of wine this tall.
Just bring it down a little bit. There. It was like right here.
And it's gone. One sitting.
The show was stressing me out.
What show was it?
It was Ready to Love. And
I haven't watched this. Okay.
It was stressing me out a little bit. I was like, I need some wine.
It's basically a competition. You're like, hey, it's a competition for love that is not really designed for love. You got 10 singles, men and women on there. They all have to date each other. If you don't keep the attention of all the women there, then you can get kicked off.
And then it goes down to it's like 3 for a couple left at the end.
So of course, when in doubt,
watch this. I'm gonna get a big ass bottle of wine.
When in doubt, y'all know y'all love the bad boys, so that tends to be the ones you keep, the ones that you know on the fuck shit. Then you run like, damn, why he playing games? Nigga, you kicked the pastor off the show.
They did kick the pastor off the show.
Nobody wanted to mess with a pastor, though. I had a dude that was trying to talk to me, and I was kind of into him. And then he snuck and revealed to me that he was a pastor.
He snuck.
Yes.
See, that goes back to communication.
That was a questionable pastor, though, because he was dating a married woman before that.
Oh, wow.
So, but he was still a good person
overall. He was like, oh, yeah, my ex, she went back to her husband. I was like, wait, what?
Well, listen, anybody can become a pastor these days. I'm sure that they ordain you online. It's not even anything like that.
Yeah. Phoenix University.
I am... They'll make you into anything. They got degrees for everything. Like, I'm no pastor's wife. I am nobody's good person. I swear too much. Yeah, I just...
The crazy part, there was this other girl there, and she was married to a pastor, and then she said that he was sleeping with everybody in that church.
Wow.
I say, yo, that's crazy. You can't. But I don't know. I feel like when you should leave, that's tricky for me. Because I don't know, my anxiety would probably kick in and be like, dang, what if I leave and I can't find nobody else and I'm single for the rest of my life? And then he gets married and finds happiness? You know how pissed I would be?
I'm going to drive by your house. She know I'm petty. She know I'm petty. I'll rub that shit in.
I don't know. I'm confident enough to be with myself and just deal with my own successes and just try and achieve better in life. And I feel like once you close that one door, the other door will open for you. I feel if you always keeping the door open behind you, you're not going to be able to get the door open in front of you. So
I could agree with that. My main thing now, don't misconstrue me saying, "Hey, be careful." I want the people to think before you do. And like one of the biggest mistakes, especially in the modern day today, that something missing was created because of the shit they see online. Spend all day on Facebook, Instagram, and stuff. You seeing all those people get on the flown on trips and stuff. Then talking about, oh, I want a Birkin bag. Bitch, you drive a broken down Toyota. There's no Birkin bag in your sight. I don't know why you need that.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it will be like, dang, like. I want to go to Dubai too, but then I'm just like,
rub it in.
I went by myself to make you feel better. I didn't have no man with me.
But then
my ex was there though. That was funny. It's a whole other story. We have time another time.
Oh, you can go for it. Shit. Go on. Let's fill this in.
Did you go with the ex?
All right.
Did you meet him up there?
You just told him, hey, I'm going here. He said he was going there.
I went with a group of people. My ex was dating the travel agent. But by the time we got to Dubai, they were broken up. So this is so bad. If you ever watches this, so I went to his hotel room one night and we watched TV, and I did it on purpose because I knew he was gonna try and get some, and trying to stalk me into trying to do something with him, and then telling me that he wanted to try and get back together, but he was no longer into monogamy. He wanted to be with another woman also in the relationship, and then trying to convince me to do that, and tried the whole night to get some, and I knew I wasn't giving that man nothing. First of all, he's not even that good. It was just not worth it. But second of all, I did it on purpose. I just stayed there in the room drinking and watching TV on his bed and not giving him nothing. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Hurt your feelings all night.
Oh yeah, all night. I just felt like he deserved it that night. That was it. But yeah, that was a pretty great time. But Dubai was dope.
Like yeah, but I feel like you'll see couples and they'll go and they're like, oh my gosh, we're in Dubai and taking pictures or whatever. And then for me, it's just like, you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yes.
After that camera done came down, you really don't know what their relationship is like, their dynamic and stuff like that. And I saw one time this TikTok person, like, they were all into TikTok together. They're together, all this and that. They're so happy. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, relationship goals. And he killed her.
Yeah, because everybody got a front for the gram. But you
and
really
I'm
don't,
just
you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Look, I'd rather stay right here in good old Florida than go to Dubai and get killed.
Yeah.
I'd stay right here in good old Florida.
Yeah, no, I can't. And that, you're right. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are watching TV. They're watching TikTok and Instagram. And there's a lot of couples on there trying to monetize the situation. So they fronting for everybody and making it seem like they have these wonderful lives. And, oh, I want to be just like them.
I've seen too many engagement parties and breakup parties and then bridal showers and divorce parties. It's kind of like, okay, I get the gist.
Right.
But I don't feel like it's healthy to put so much of your life or relationship on social media. Like, nothing ever good comes out of that.
I don't think it's healthy to bombard yourself with being on social media all the time. But I do feel like social media and how you handle social media as a couple should be aligned with how you were when you were single. So I say that to say there are a lot of men who are like, they live on Facebook. You always on there posting everything. Mm-hmm. But now we get together and you're not posting shit about us. Mm-hmm. Or they do them things where they at dinner and they got the picture, but you see 2 plates, but you only see one person because they're not showing the woman that they're with. I feel like that's bullshit. For me, if you on Facebook all the time, I want to be posted on Facebook.
Yeah, that's
also
disingenuous. It's like, are you hiding me?
Yes, especially because there's men, there are women trying to flirt with you on Facebook. I don't care. I'm not jealous. I'm very confident in myself. Women can flirt with you all the time, but you better be posting me every once in a while.
What you said? Don't.
You be posting a lot of things on there. I ain't seen me in
but
there.
Isn't my profile picture? Stop. Isn't my profile picture me and you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it says
it's the entry.
Mrs.
See.
Okay, so
I do have to say, I'm
at the front door. Once you pass the front door.
Who gonna pass the front door when they see a whole man in the first picture?
Nigga, you haven't been on the internet?
Yeah, men do be trying. But I mean, you keep them at bay. But it's the people that are, like you said, that are disingenuous. It's like, oh, still acting like they're single. They don't change their relationship status on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So people don't think that they're with somebody.
Yeah.
You going on trips, but you're not posting the other person because it happens.
Be like, going to here, such and such. And they take the picture by themselves. And then you're like, okay, where am I?
Right. And I see people that are on, like, this has been a topic many times on Facebook and Instagram, and there are people who say, well, I don't really want to be on there. I don't want my man to post me, or I don't want my woman to post me. No, I'm sorry. You got to post me.
I think I'm sorry, but I think they say because they know.
That's a defense mechanism.
It ain't going to happen. It's not that they genuinely don't want it. It's that they know that shit ain't going to happen. So you just kind of tell yourself, you know what? Let me not raise my expectations for something that's really not going to happen.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying that you got to put all your business out there, because people be like, oh, well, you don't want to do that because then people be trying to wreck your relationship. Well, then your relationship's not that strong to begin with. If people can come on social media and ruin it.
That's true.
Or what are you doing that somebody, because nobody should be able to say anything about you. What they're going to be, oh, I seen Tyrone and he was with such and such the other day. Or, like, there's nothing that you should be able to say. If your relationship is strong and stable, you shouldn't worry about it. I know I post on social media often. I'm not on there often, but I post often. So if I'm posting that I'm at restaurants all the time and I'm with somebody, I should be posting that person's with me at the restaurant. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to go balls to the wall and be like, oh, look at his me and him, or his me and him and his. Like, I'm not doing all of that, but...
And then a lot of women who, like, post the picture of their boyfriend, but they put emoji over his face.
Oh, yeah, that's
or they
foul.
blur it out.
That's
like,
foul.
Woo.
That's foul.
You really don't.
In that case, yeah, it's bad. Me personally, I'm not big on. I'm a private person for the most part. Ironically, it doesn't make sense being on the YouTube channel, but anyway,
right. You know what?
I am a private person. I don't post I don't post often.
You don't even know what social media is.
I barely know how to use Facebook, honestly. I specialize in computers, don't get me wrong. I could build a computer from scratch.
But actually,
I can fix an iPhone. Do I know how to use it? Not at all.
But you can fix it.
I can fix it and build it. If it's broken, I can figure out and fix it out. But it's one thing because I'm not big on that.
See, but then you would be one that it's not a really big deal.
Yeah, it's not. I don't look at it sideways.
Yeah,
because he don't like taking pictures. What pictures am I gonna put of him?
Oh, see, there you go too.
I don't know. It's just something about the
I
camera.
tried to take pictures, and he would not take the picture. Like,
because me and the camera.
He looks so uncomfortable.
Me and cameras don't get along. Because no matter how I look, I always look bad.
See, I feel like that about myself too. Although I can take a dope selfie. I don't use no filters. I'm not a filter person.
So she used that shit. I look fucking fabulous. I don't like that shit.
He's so mad.
I look fucking fabulous. Nah, shit, it's an issue now. Niggas trying to talk to me. You trying to make this shit worse?
But it doesn't matter because you have a solid relationship. So it doesn't matter.
Shit, that didn't stop him. He's still trying to talk.
Oh,
this man, he is a chaplain. He's ironically, a chaplain. He's here for religious assistance. Full on thing. And married too. Still trying to flirt.
Oh,
like, nigga.
They'll do that. I had a man that I was dating once, and to this day, like, he's still not even on my Facebook. But it was because he was really insecure, and so he could not handle it. Men flirt with me all the time. I don't entertain it. A lot of them are just friends and saying stuff, but like he would fucking go nuts on every fucking post. Like, I would not. Nah, I can't have you doing that because I also have some clients on my Facebook, which I try not to
and they
do,
put the hard eyes, and I'm like, who are you putting hard eyes?
Right.
That's the downside.
Oh,
of
you thirst trapping? I'm not thirst trapping. I don't.
I'm
be
fully
posting my
clothed.
booty out and all that. I don't do all of that stuff.
Every picture is to the side, then
Yeah,
that's a problem.
look back at it. Yeah, I'm not doing all of that.
You take a full face selfie, and that's a thirst trap.
Shit, sometimes
you don't need to see nothing below here.
Right.
Like, literally, you know those Facebook groups where it's like they're new. They come to the area. They're like, oh hey, trying to meet people. Then it's the one girl who like, oh hey, trying to make friends. Just moved to Tampa. I really don't know no people, and she do a side picture. 180 comments saying, hey.
I've seen many of those.
But if they
in
go
the last
there,
2 days,
yeah.
alone.
But if they go something normal, say, hey, normal pictures thing, you get 20, 6 to 20. Depending on how good you were.
Let me tell you what this man did. So a girl, I don't know, an account put this picture up. She's a really, really Instagram model type looking girl in a regular group. Put her picture up looking all cute, little thirst trap. Hey guys, I'm looking to hang out. He gonna put underneath it, it's a trap. Don't do it.
I'm looking at it. It's a trap. Cause it's like you put a model picture on it. It's her. I know it's her, but you do it in person. You did it. She did it in a way where I'm like, you going there for attention, not me for friend. It's a trap. The first thing, the first comment.
It's a trap.
Rightfully so. I love it.
I said, it was just nothing but jokes after.
Oh, they be ruthless in the groups, and I be here for it. It's a good time. Sometimes they don't deserve it, but it's a good time. It's a good time.
Oh my goodness. I don't know when. Okay, so like, let's say you're in a long-term relationship, or even like marriage, like such a serious relationship as a marriage, and you've been in this marriage for a couple years, and then it's coming on to like year 6, and you're really feeling like, you know what, I don't feel like this is what I want anymore. Like, I've tried to communicate this, but he's not listening. I'm not getting what I need. Like, how do you initiate that conversation?
Oh, very easily. Very, very easily. Because I'm very, very open and honest with it. So, because I care so much about myself and also about my partner, I'm going to have that convo. We're going to sit. We need to have a talk. And I'm just going to open up and be honest. You know, I love you. I don't necessarily feel that I'm in love with you. And I believe that people can be in and out of love. You can be with somebody for 10 years and be in and out of love with that person. You still love them, but you're in and out of love with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I love you and I care about you and I do want this relationship to work. However, I'm unhappy with XYZ. Is that something that we could fix? And if they feel like yes, then let's work on it. What do we need to do? Do we need to get a counselor? Do we need to to start spending more time together, whatever it is that will remedy it. If they're open to do that, then I want to do that. But then if they're not, you have to understand that if you're not going to give me what it is that I'm looking for from you, I am willing to let the relationship go.
Well, I think that's only right because, I mean, you want your needs and wants met and you want to be happy. So it should be vice versa.
Right.
So if I'm putting into you, making sure you're good, you know, it's only right for you to do the same to me. And if you're not meeting those requirements, then, I mean, what are you doing here?
Absolutely.
You're holding up the spot.
Right.
But I feel like sometimes people are scared about leaving because of the unknown. So they're so scared of the unknown that they'll stay in a not the best situation. Not even saying that it's like harmful or anything, but like they're not happy or they're not feeling fulfilled. But they'll stay because they're so scared of the unknown. Like, I don't want to leave here and be single. I don't want to have to figure this out on my own. Like, I don't want to do that. So I'd rather just stay where I'm comfortable.
Right.
I may not be happy, but I'm comfortable.
That's that complacent thing you mentioned. That's it's sometimes for the good and for the bad, and it's also the circumstances. Like, okay, prioritizing. There's one thing where we had discussed this before, where it's just like, okay, we don't hate each other, but we don't exactly want the relationship to continue. But do we continue? Are we willing to continue this to make sure the function for the kids, or just separate altogether?
That's one of the things I hate the most. I have 4 children. They're grown. Me and my ex-husband had a good marriage. But after a while, we grew apart. There was nothing horrible that made us not want to be together anymore. But we grew apart. And if you don't see that future is going to be everything that you want it to be with that person, you owe it to yourself and that person to not waste each other's time.
Right.
Because that's a lifelong commitment. Do I see that, you know, in 10 years from now, I'm still going to be in the same situation. If he's not willing to work on it, which he wasn't. And to him, he thought that marriages just worked instantly. You just add water, you stir it, and that's it. It's going to be that way forever. And when he wasn't really willing to work on it, okay, it's time to go. We actually separated. He was having like a midlife crisis. We separated, and then I thought he was going to file for divorce. And 6 months later, he still hadn't filed for divorce. Meanwhile, I grieved the relationship, and men and women grieve the relationship differently. They move on at different times. I grieved. I went through everything. I started dating. And all of a sudden now he's circling back and saying, if I really wanted to divorce you, don't you think I would have done that already? Okay, well then, if I divorce you, and we're really meant to be together, then it'll happen. So, I mean, we went our separate ways. He's happily remarried right now, or unhappily remarried. I don't know, but he's remarried, and I'm not. but that's okay. For me, I'm secure enough in myself that I can be content with myself and wait around for that right person. I'm not just going to settle and be with anybody. And I think that's the thing. People are not secure enough with themselves to feel confident enough to be alone until you find that right person.
So I got a question for you. It's not the question, nothing, but it's more so for to help the other person. So it's not focused on the other part though, like everything out there. It's saying after that. All right. So 10th end, of course, you dated whatnot. You're dating whatnot. The next question a person should ask, especially if they haven't found the other one yet, is your standards or requirement, is it too high?
I have had people ask me that question before. Oh, why are you're a beautiful woman, why are you still single? I'm still single because I will not settle. So I don't even think it's a point that it's too high. I just know what I'm worth. And I hate people say that, oh, I know what I'm worth. I know my value. But I do. I know my value. I'm not looking for anything that's out of the realm of possibility. It's just disgusting to me that I haven't found it.
One of the things where you can know your value. Yeah, you can. It's like this. I'm going to use the car. The car can be valued at $100,000. If nobody got $100,000, nobody can buy it. So it has to be sold at a different thing. So it's not necessarily settling, but if the market doesn't allot for it, that it needs to be drawn down in incremented ways. If what your end game, if you cannot find it. So if I'm looking for a dime piece and the only thing available is a 6.5, I'm gonna have to take that thing down.
But see, that's the thing. Is that's not the only thing available. Like, it doesn't stop with the men that I've dated. There are other men out there. You're never going to find absolutely everything on your checklist. You have 32 things. You're going to find 27. You have to decide what out of those things are you willing to live with in that person in order to get the majority of the good things that you want. And there's a lot of times that you're going to pass over a good man because they're not good for you, or you're going to pass over a good woman because they're not good for you, or they don't have enough of what you want. There are some areas that are non-negotiables. Like for me, I don't want to be with a man that has small children because I want to travel. I'm at a place in my life. I've owned my business for 30 years. I'm stable financially. I want somebody who has most of those things. Small kids are not I have granddaughters. I don't want to be with somebody that has babies. You know, that's for me. And I've passed over a lot of really great men because that was the space that they were in.
Yeah, ain't wrong with that, because I did have a rule at the time. Yeah, you had to have none, or if you had one, I just had to like you a lot.
Right. Yeah, there would be. I'm sure that there is probably some things that would make me reconsider that situation. I haven't found them yet, but there's probably things.
2 kids, you are out. Nope.
I think when it comes to the list, you probably should narrow it down specifically, in my opinion, to the non-negotiables.
Yes.
And then those should be the leading factor of your list. And
Yes.
your non-negotiables should be realistic, though.
Right.
Because, I mean, I am 26. If I wanted to date a man, in his early 30s, for me to say, I will never date a man that don't got kids.
Right. That's impossible.
I'm like,
that's impossible.
I ain't trying to date nobody then.
Right.
But so it's about being realistic too. I feel like a lot of people have non-negotiables like, oh, he can't breathe loud, or
she just really look at her. She's like, why are you still alive? Why are you still alive, sir?
And then like their non-negotiables
right.
be like I knew this girl. She was like, oh, he got to be between 6'6" and 6'9". So
yeah, the height thing is unrealistic. And I have to say that, like, I like to date tall men, but I'm not going to rule out short men. But I do have to say, if you, like...
I told you.
I'm 5'3".
Everybody's taller than you.
Yes. But I dated a guy that was 5'4". And so every time I wore heels, it was like this. I didn't like it, but I still tried it. I do try to tend to date men that are tall, like 6 feet. I'm sorry, you told me, and I'm still in the mall. I don't care.
But there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, 6'5", 11", 6'2". But I've never met a 6'9" man in person. All my 26. How many 6'9" men have you met though?
One.
Okay,
only one.
I met a couple, but it was because of the thing we're playing. In that circle, there'll tend to be a lot of tall people. I'm playing basketball, so height, they're gonna gravitate to that. But day-to-day activities, you're not gonna find it. If most men are 5'8", the higher the requirements, the lower chance of finding a man. That'll meet at least the beginning stage.
Their non-negotiables be like 6 figures.
Those stress me the fuck out because
6 inches.
You're asking for this laundry list of things that your man has to have, but your credit is in the low 5s, and you drive a jalopy. I'm sorry, I'm showing my age right now. You're like, what's a jalopy? You don't make that kind of money, but you're expecting that of somebody else. Is that fair?
I saw a video of a 25-year-old girl talking about you cannot live off of $10,000 a month.
Shit, I can.
I do. And then she was like, I'm grown. I'm 25. And I'm just like, you know how many people make $10,000 a month? And the guy was like, oh, so you want a luxury? This is not luxury. $10,000 a month is not luxury. I'm just an adult. $10,000 is not... Oh. So I feel like a lot of people are so disconnected from reality that it is crazy.
Absolutely. And I bet you she's not actually even making that, but she wants her man to make that.
She don't, but it's one thing, and she don't understand that how much the average person actually do make. Because I didn't realize it too. I actually look at the statistics where it's like, I didn't think 45 was the median. I thought the median was like in the 60s. But 45 is the median.
Where?
Period.
For
Across the
earning.
board.
Oh.
Across the board. The median. All right. Even if you go ethnics, okay. Median for in the African American alone is roughly in the 30s. White men 40. It's 30. I think it's like 36. White men 40. Not much of a difference of the baseline across the board. That's the median. Anything above 60, like a woman making 80,000 alone, she's in the top 9% of women.
Oh.
Yeah, actual income is actually pretty low.
When you break that, when you actually like investigate and you look into it and you realize like a lot of people be capping because you not making $10,000 a month. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not degrading. It's not a bad thing. But it's like, who are we fronting for, realistically?
Right.
And you're 25. You can't live off of, you ain't got no dependents. You live by yourself. You ain't got to take care of nobody. You got a cat. That's it. You can't live off of $10,000 a month. Like, are you in touch with reality?
But they're not. But then that goes back to social media.
It
Social
does.
media is telling them that that's what they need
It's
to earn.
misleading. Because I know I watch them do the same people do a lot of trips, but they don't own nothing.
Right.
And I'm looking at, I haven't made a trip in so long, but I'm looking at like, am I doing something right? But then I can actually own something and they don't.
You have assets. And there's a fine balance between the two. Yeah, the people that they go on trips all the time but don't have anything in their name. Or they make that money but they don't own their car. They're financing it. They're in debt up to the eyeballs, but they're trying to keep up with the Joneses and everybody else. So
Yeah, I can't do that. I'd rather go to Ross and buy a $20 purse because they're still as cute. I bought this
TJ
little
Maxx
purse.
is your friend?
Yep, I bought a little purse from TJ. I've been rocking that for $20. Like you could not tell me nothing about my $20 purse.
Cardi B is rich, but she's still shopping fashion novels. So
Thank you.
it could work.
Over there, that shit was surprising. Oh, in Orlando, that Ross closes at 2 a.m. Who, every day of the week?
Really?
Yes. Who the fuck is shopping at
That's
2
like
a.m.?
Ross is a club. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm looking at it, it's like, oh, they don't close till 2. Like, why do you need to be open till 2?
I gotta say I'm a night owl. If I would have known, yeah, I'd be up
And
in the store
it was
2 a.m.
packed.
It's
too.
packed. No, we was in a long line.
Lord,
That is the spot.
During the week.
Ross is
It wasn't a weekend. I'm doing a work trip. It was during the week. It was like a Wednesday, and that line was long.
Wow.
It doesn't make sense. Why you need to close that too?
Cause you on the way to the club, something happened, you need a new cute outfit, so you just run to the Ross real quick.
That's right. What about if you leave in one club and you gotta go to another club, but you going with the same people, or the same people might see you? You gotta change.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Ain't gonna lie. Oh, what is
That's
it? When the
You
last
went
time?
with my bullshit. Okay.
I get it. Because it's like, okay, let's say you went to Club A with Group A friends, and then
You go to B.
Group B is like, oh, meet up over here, da, da, da. So now you got to change to meet Group B at Group. Yeah,
And
I
one
get
of
it.
those bitches you don't like, so you just trying to up her.
You know what's worse when you go to the club and you see somebody in the same outfit you got on? Ooh.
Oh, that almost happened this weekend. The outfit I almost wear. It was a girl. She almost wore the same outfit I did.
Oh,
it was a shirt I was gonna wear. Yeah, so I changed my. She had the same thing. I was like, oh shit. I'll be awkward.
Wow.
So who got this wrong?
I got this from the men's section.
Nah,
I'm right.
That's when you gotta do the little who wore it better.
Saying strike. I was like, shit. Is this man clothes? I thought about it for a moment.
Men's shirts do be comfortable though.
They do. They really do be.
Yeah. Oh shit, y'all would be better. Y'all clothes are a lot thin.
Well, I wouldn't want to see you wearing our clothes.
I'll be sexy.
I think this is where the show needs to. Yeah. I think we've had enough.
Don't hate because I'm beautiful.
We've definitely had enough for one day. So, thank you for joining us. And if you think Mr. X would be sexy in some women's clothes, comment down below.
Probably can't afford me.
I'm gonna start commenting down below. I just gotta see it.
We got a Birkin bag, and I ain't looking at the rest.
Oh my gosh, you in this Birkin bag.
That's what y'all want. I don't even know what the difference between a bag. It still hold the same damn shit.
I don't need a Birkin bag.
So
a Birkin bag's like a mortgage.
Have the money in the Birkin bag.
Yeah,
it's like, a house.
Why am I paying $200? Oh no, this is shit that pissed me off. Before we end this, we went to the outlet mall. Okay, so I think it was like it was either Michael Kors or it was that Coach store.
I think it was a Michael Kors.
So it's like, sign 70% off, then we'll attack on another 20%. I was like, okay, that sounds like a deal. How much a bag? $200. Okay, 70%, then minus 20% after that, $110. Bitch, the bag is $200. What? I'm confused.
It wasn't adding up to him. He was like, that don't make no sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Because it's like 70, then it had another 50, and it had another 20. And I'm like,
so
okay, but that's
90% off. How is it in the bag the tag is $200? How am I still paying $110?
No, that don't make any sense.
They said it charges it separate.
Oh yeah, because they do the first 70, and then after they have that total, then it
still doesn't make sense. 70%.
They did the math in front of him. He said it's still
not making sense.
They brought the little calculator out.
Nah, bitch, we're gonna get this correct.
70% off of 200, no matter how you slice it, it's still way less.
Yes, it was like no.
I don't care. I still got the bag, so
there you go.
I made this shit difficult as fuck.
He gonna talk about it's expensive to keep a wife. Man, ain't nobody tell you to get a wife.
It's expensive to keep a good girlfriend too.
Yes, it is.
Shit, I'm married a stick.
Good luck with that.
Man, won't talk back nothing. Shit, just sit it right here. You get all the quality time it likes.
Wow.
Just to go make you that clay chicken?
Shit, probably. It probably ain't gonna taste good, but it's the effort that counts. As long as she work hard, she got my heart.
You know what? I can't. This is really why we shouldn't drink liquor and have this conversation.
Everything hit.
Are you good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Have you said all that you had to say?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Bye.
All right.